Smartphone use as a possible risk factor for myopia.
Good morning, students! Today we are going to look at the relevance of this recent paper, which is about your daily smartphone usage and the correlation with myopia. In these days, young people spend a lot of time in front of their smartphones. This could be a risk for myopia development and progression. Myopia, also known as nearsightedness or shortness of sight, is a condition in which you have difficulty reading road signs and seeing distant objects clearly. It occurs when the eyeball is too long in relation to the focusing power of the cornea and lens of the eye. Due to this situation, light rays focus at a point in front of the retina rather than directly on its surface.
Myopia is predicted to affect 5 billion people worldwide by 2050. Also, younger children have a higher risk of developing sight-threatening conditions in later life. Those conditions could be myopic maculopathy, glaucoma, and retinal detachment.
People can be affected by myopia by genetic, environmental, and by behavioral factors, which are disturbed sleep, decreased time outdoors, long periods of time spent reading, and digital devices, like smartphones, iPads, tablets, and computers, which are now used every day.
Methods that were used for the research are as follows. Students from different levels of schools, beginning at kindergarten up to university level, were asked to complete a questionnaire. The questionnaires were anonymous and the participation was voluntary.
They were asked to record their data usage and the 3 apps that use the most data, how much time they spent every day using their phones, and how long they spent looking at them after going to bed. They also had to tell about their demographics and parental myopia status, and if they thought the use of a phone screen impacted their eyes.
The average age of the participants was 16.77 years. 34% of the participants were myopes and 66% were non-myopes. On average, the students used between 873 and 1038 megabytes data per day and spent an average of 4 hours and 32 minutes on their phone. Data usage among myopic students was 84% higher than non-myopes, but the time spent at the phone wasn't significantly different. 84% of the students reported using their phone in bed.
The main purpose of the smartphone was to use social media apps like Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook.
%73% of the students believed that digital technology may affect their eyes and regarded screen usage as a cause of the symptoms like headache, eye strain, dry eyes, and difficulty reading.
For the conclusion, it doesn't make any difference if you're a male or a female. The study found a correlation between myopia and daily smartphone and data usage. They found that smartphone ownership has increased dramatically in the last decades and also people affected with myopia.
The lifestyle of children and teenagers changed significantly. In fact, 85% of the 12 to 15-year-olds in the UK use a smartphone daily. The increased level of near visual stimulation from smartphones may pose an additional risk for myopia. In fact, one of the studies found that myopia was associated with a closer screen working distance.
But why is this study so important? It is important because the current generation of children are now the first to grow up in an era of smartphone dependency. Children nowadays are spending more time with digital devices than ever before.
But what can we do to prevent myopia? Do breaks and go outside. Try to reduce your screen time.
Don't use your phone in the dark, especially before sleeping. This could have an impact on your sleep quality. Don't use your phone for a long period. Make some breaks. And don't work in a dark room without a good lighting.
The study is limited only to certain aspects. One consideration is how much of the general data usage relates to proper visual tasks. That means smartphone data consumption does not necessarily at the smartphone. The study was performed in classrooms and not in a clinical setting.
This was our short learn video about smartphone use as a possible risk factor for myopia. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something.